Let's do it. Age of Snakes.
Yeah. Age of Snakes is here. The dawn of a new age.
The Age of Snakes.
Yeah, we are go. We are
So
go.
we're running.
Safe word is banana soup.
Okay, so are we good? Are we running, Jason?
Oh yeah, we're on.
Okay, so what I sent you guys before was the sort of catching up or sort of like, getting this thing running before we actually play, since this is an in-game session, to capping a campaign we never actually played. So I just kind of want to recap as quickly as I can the story so far. And it is that we're in Alfheim, and Bast, a well-known figure by this time, has ruled for 145 years. He's an undead snake man from the first age. Alfheim is all but completely transformed. You were born into this time, and you were hardened by this, but you all have different reasons for fighting the snake men. And what I laid out on that document was 5 years just prior to this session tonight, the 5 years ago, and that it was 5 years ago that the four of you met. You met in a cages, being prepared to fight in an arena in New Irides, the Snake Man capital. You all escaped, and you all fought together. You used guerrilla tactics and gained the attention of a very prominent coalition who funded your operation, the Creed of the Hawk. But and you did a lot of damage to the Snake Man regime, but the Creed of the Hawk was basically infiltrated by snake men and their leadership decapitated. And the four of you managed to escape from that. But you escaped with some very valuable information. And essentially it was that Bast, his powers, ultimately, what makes the Age of Snakes is his ability to control snake men minds. And he will soon be able to control all minds of all species. All he has to do is find all of the protective glyph stones, these mysterious nodes that protect Alfheim. If he can find that last one, and obviously the first ones were easy, it was low-hanging fruit. The last few were hard. The last one is the hardest to find. If he can find it, destroy it, or suppress it, then it's over in minutes, And you guys have sacrificed everything. What you thought was horrible in the years prior, you went so much further after the Creed of the Hawk thing went down. As I wrote, it was 1,000 more snake men killed, a slaying of a daughter of Set, one of these giant females of the species that lays eggs, that are the topmost royals. He killed one of them. 2 snake men cities burned. But now you find yourselves under arrest, waking up in a snake man church. And that church before you is a snake man standing upon an altar, giant book in front of him, flanked by, let me get my volume down here. Flanked by 6 pharaohs. Pharaohs, as your characters all know, are royals, extremely powerful and deadly. And the snake man before you on the altar at the pulpit greets you, and he introduces himself as Bast. We'll start with Joe.
Oh.
Yeah, Orlax, the Goblin Champion, kind of looks around at the others, slight smirk on his face, kind of looking down over his long nose, and looks back up. Bast, my worthy lord! Finally, you know how long and how far I have had to go. What depths, what lengths it has taken for me to try and prove myself worthy back into your good graces. Look at these gifts I have brought you. Basically, I'm trying to sucker him in, or deceive him.
What gifts do you have for him?
I gesture at Killian, Xanthicus, and Mudfoot.
Thanks, man.
The depths I had to go to deceive them before I was accepted, so that I could bring them here to you, O worthy lord, the darkest of dark, blackest of black, scales of heavenly gold.
Awesome.
Let me get charisma out of you.
That's pretty good.
Good job.
Okay, so this creature before you, exalted in his place of worship, responds. You can't read his face. You don't know what these snake men faces. They don't look. You can't read it, but he hisses and he speaks without a lisp. You know, he speaks really rather normally, and he says, thank you. I will accept your gift. But it is all four of you who have something that perhaps you can do for me. And you can be the leader, Orlax. And you will gain the greatest riches, the greatest unimaginable wealth out of all four of you, upon the return of something very special to me that I have lost.
What is this, O Lord? How may I serve?
I seek my journal. I have misplaced it, foolish me. And I need you to travel. It's very, very, very near here, but you will have to make the journey, the four of you, without my greatness and my fellow pharaohs. Bring the journal back to me, to this temple, and you will be rewarded.
Of course, these divine pages shall find their way to these hallowed halls, my worthy lord.
Killian?
Alright. Killian's got just a little bit of wisdom, so I think he's slightly smart enough to kind of have caught on to what Orlax is selling. Because otherwise, he's got a real nice gift for Bast over here with the hammer.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Oh man, I am going to. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and speak up. Journal. Now, where do we find such a thing?
3 miles west of here, Fangsport. I have been tracking the person who stole it, but I need you to go in and get it. A dangerous mission. A suicide mission, perhaps. Unless you have faith.
Yeah, I think Killian's just gonna squint his eyes real hard at Bast. Probably looks like he's sucking on a lemon.
Okay.
Faith, you say? Oh, I have faith. Our ancestors will guide us.
Very good. Xanthicus, you phantom of the sands. Do you wish to join your party?
I'm but an old man who's forgotten more than you'll ever know. Maybe goblin, dwarf, hobbit, and human. None of us are as loathsome as the scaly folk we've hunted. Your gift to us must be quite large, I say. Quite large indeed. I say to him in my parcel, my snake tongue, I bargain, if you will, for a larger reward than he would be offering us. His shepherd says, "Mastalas kun nasasatu."
Okay, I'm gonna roll something. He scratches his jaw and he says, yes. Yes to everything you just said.
Very well then. Very well then. We will complete your hard mission. What do you say, Mudfoot?
Yes, Mudfoot, what do you say?
An interesting proposal. And Mudfoot reaches down and grabs a coin from his pocket. Let's see what the fates have for us. And he flips it into the air. And catches it.
Ooh, nice.
What do I roll to determine this one? You want me to flip a coin?
Say, go for 50-50 roll.
Yeah.
High roll on the 6.
You
I
decided
roll
nice.
on a 6. How about even or odd? That seems more split down the middle.
Odd. Heads it is. It seems the gods of fate wish me to travel with you a little longer.
Very good. We're all in agreement. I shall cast a spell that will chrono-link all of you together. It will help to protect you, because, after all, you don't want to split up where you're going. And he casts this. He starts to do a somatic gesture that's grandiose in nature, although there's not much in the way of sound or light. And then, all of a sudden, you see... Let's see, you see this. A ring of fire erupts around you, very thin ring of fire, and it very quickly dies away. And you all feel a certain connection to each other, but you can't put your finger on what it is exactly. Just as that happens, one of these pharaohs who've been standing quite incredibly still topples over. Let's see. Just kind of flops over, and it's all pretty apparent that pharaoh was fake. It was like a, what would you call it? A taxidermied snake man.
That's
Orlax?
Man. I think... Man, I'm going to attempt to move forward. Am I hindered in any way?
Actually you're not.
Okay.
But yeah, no, you're not armed. All of your weapons are everyone's weapons are actually on this table before you.
Okay. I'm gonna walk right up to this and give it a tap. Or give this snake man, this pharaoh, a tap.
Okay. As you do so, it I'm sorry, I'm trying to grab it. It also topples over.
All right, then I'm gonna, kind of look back over. Who are you really? I don't believe that you're actually anybody special with your puppets and dolls?
Well, my actual pharaohs, they're on a secret mission, you see, and I had to man the temple myself. These are dark days, you see, dark days.
Are they retrieving different books and papers of toiletry as well? You fool!
No. No, Orlax, please. I still will reward you. You must not tell anyone. None of you, please. What I say is true.
Never.
We are deceived, friends.
Please, what I say is true. The journal, it belongs to Bast. And the location, it's real. It's where he's at. It's where the last stone is at.
Do you know how many of your kind we have cut down, gutted, and burned?
And when you say this, he actually loses a bit of his fear, and anything that could possibly resemble a smirk is what you detect on his face.
Oh shit!
And he says, "Not my kind, but yes, I do know of your reputation. I, in fact, know all of your reputations. That is why I have chosen you. You see, now you are well equipped to get the journal for me, and I would beg of you to do so. I am your humble servant, and I will never forget this."
Why the illusions? Why play games?
I will be Bast, Orlax. Just need the journal. That is all I will show you the map.
That's it for me. I got nothing. I'm suddenly very confused.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Killian reaches down and grabs for Devil's Bane.
Okay, yeah, you get your weapon for sure. No
Hefting.
one's stopping you.
Hefting my warhammer.
Yeah, no one's stopping you.
And then as a fleet of athletic strength, I kind of want to jump up on the table, leap over here, and basically raise this thing up like I'm going to smash his head in.
Okay. Killian, dwarf, I know of your might and your feats and the Devil's Bane, please. Of course you can strike me down, but then you won't have the map. Here, fuck it. And he hands you the map.
Oh, that's awesome.
Kneel before me, Snake Man, and tell me your true name, or I strike you down here.
He kneels before you, and he says his true name. I am Serial Cithrin, an elf. Hundreds of years lived on Alfheim. I contracted the scale pox, and I've been trying to be Bast, but listen, you must listen to me. Don't slay me. Take the map. Find him. He's there. And so is the stone. If you'd be so kind, bring back the journal. Remember the journal.
Yeah, so Killian will slowly, lower his warhammer. He probably looks terribly disappointed. Elfkin. Ugh. I thought I smelled something bad in here. Very well. We'll get the damn journal. If it helps us end this reign of terror, then I'll gladly give my life for it.
Okay, Xanthicus and Mudfoot, do you have anything you'd like to do to end this round?
I would like to do an investigation of the spell that was cast. Being a mage, maybe I can glean some information from that.
Give me a whiz roll.
Whiz roll? Not intelligence. Hold on. What it is? Oh, this is good. Awesome. Guy's got rocking wisdom. Rocking. Oh, just made it.
Yeah, so you detect that that the spell locked all four of you together to this time, to this era.
Okay. That can't be so bad, right, guys? Right, and I just grab my gear and I say, fools, we must go. We must push on if we have to find back.
Okay. Mudfoot.
A map, you say? Well, knowledge is the greatest treasure there is, if it's proven to be true. Let's see this map. Show us what you know.
Okay.
I'll hand the map over to him.
Okay, so you're handed this map. It's a nicely drawn map on wool, and it's been inked very professionally, and you see what you already know about Nordheim. And the fact is you are in Nordheim, and you know that it's been deforested, and you know that Gilhelm's been a walled-in hellhole for 75 or 100 years. You know that Ship's Helm has been ravaged by Titans. And you know about Fangsport. It's an old Snake Man lumber shipping port that has really been abandoned at this point because all the lumber has been extracted from the land. But you do see, not on the map that you see on the screen, but on the map in your hands, you see an X that marks the spot, in a very specific spot in Fangsport. Yeah, go for it.
I was like, can I make an intelligence or wisdom roll to see if that ink matches the same ink that was the rest of the map was inked in?
Sure.
If it's on the same timeline-ish as far as its type and dryness?
Yeah, so it'd be a 13 target.
Okay, would that be intelligence or wisdom?
Intelligence.
Awesome.
Okay. So, yeah, you'll see that you'll know that the ink is the same. The age of the ink where Fangsport is denoted is newer than the rest of the map. But you can just tell from the contents of the map that it was fairly recently drawn. And, yeah, that's the information that you gather there.
Ah, interesting. All right, Snake Man, I'll hold you at your word for now. Gentlemen?
Okay. So, for this next round, I just want to do a kind of a quick and easy, casual thing. I just want to do a travel montage. All right. So what we're assuming is that you guys are going to make it to this point, but start with Orlax, and what I want is for Joe to describe a problem that happens during this travel. No rolls, just narrative. Describe the problem. No, I'm sorry. No. Describe a problem, and then it is up to Killian to describe how the party solved it. And then
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I love these.
That's awesome.
All right. What is the problem? I think the problem is we possibly, as we were traveling through this blighted and ravaged land, that we felt as if we were being followed, and upon kind of checking over our shoulders and such, that indeed there was something, some person, some unknown that was definitely on our trail.
Okay. What did Killian, or I guess, yeah, specifically Killian's actions or words or non-actions, how did that solve that issue?
Well, it was a simple matter. I decided to scout ahead a little bit, where I dug a pit trap with some stakes.
Nice.
Came back, let everyone know what was going on, and we went around the pit trap, and well, that whatever was following us, it ain't there now.
Nice. All right, now describe a new problem.
Yeah. We almost made it there without a scrap. But as I was telling the lads at the bar, it all went south when the food just went rancid. Mysteriously and almost instantly.
Nice. I like that. All right, Xanthicus, how did he solve this problem?
The party or killing?
I would say your character.
Oh, okay. Xanthicus, being an old and feeble man, but wise to ways and knowing the ravaged terrain that he's on, knows that remote sensing, a reconnoiter is in order. So he cast one of his rare spells, the Mage Eye of the Magus, and he floats that. It gives us basically 1 mile of observation. And I implore those that would be more adept to go and find us food.
Oh, nice. Okay, now describe a new issue that you guys came across on the road.
The only food out there is it's quite dangerous and poisonous at that.
Okay, right. Of course, the land is hostile. The only plants left are poisonous and otherwise inedible. Mudfoot, how did you go about helping the party with this?
As luck should have it, I came across this when I was much younger. I'm very attuned to these poisons and these plants living in the forests. I remember something my grandfather told me once about how to cure this and cook it better. I apply those knowledges to that.
Right. Yeah, that actually makes sense with your background. One of those tougher small folk. And then describe one final problem that Orlax solves.
Well, once we started cooking the meat, it seemed to attract something from the forest. Orlax was the first to notice, and he let us know.
Well, but Orlax has to come up with a solution. So give me another problem that Orlax will himself describe the solution to.
Another problem?
Yeah, because Orlax, Joe is going to solve the problem because he never got to solve the problem.
You can't use the same problem?
Well, I mean, you're just telling us that something was attracted from the woods, and
yes.
Well,
okay, so
it's
Something
Orlax's
was
next,
attracted
so.
from the woods.
Oh, okay, so Orlax hasn't done anything yet. Okay.
Got it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so Orlax, what do you do?
Yeah, so Orlax, certainly sees these things coming. His beady goblin eyes are quite astute at sensing threats, as most small things are. And first thing he does is let everybody know, and then he raises his black halberd, emboldened by the others with him, as they basically show of force, rush up on this threat, and it actually backs down, finding out that it did not outnumber us as much as it thought.
What was it?
It was some strange beast that had been ravaged by these vile snake man magics.
Oh.
Maybe at one point it was a bear, but something is twisted and spoiled this thing.
Corrupted.
But it got no meal this day, for we had greater numbers.
A corrupted bear thing.
Big bear.
Orlax, you shouldn't have chased it away. It might have tasted good.
Nice.
I don't need anything with skin darker green than mine.
That's good.
Oh, a green bear. Awesome.
There's no time for this. Let's push on.
Nice.
That's great, guys.
You should have some of my mom's cave fungus. It's delicious. A nice dark green, much greener than yours.
I'm going to hold you to that hospitality one day, Killian. I expect a feast at your mother's house.
I'm sorry, lad. My mother's no more.
I hope she passed the skill along.
Damn you kids, I'm about to die!
Oh!
Okay, so
send this thing back to the hells he came from and return our land to how it was. Then we may all rest.
yes, okay, so you guys are you guys come upon a the town of Fangsport, and it is all but completely deserted. And there aren't snake men. There are just these smaller goblin-y type creatures of limited sentience. There are animals everywhere. It's a town in ruin, and it was never meant to last. It was a bastion of environmental degradation, and in that cynical and destructive way that the snake men have treated all of the continent. And right away, due to some hand scribbled notes on your map, you are drawn to a small structure near the water. But it is a structure that was once built up. It is a stone arch, and the entrance seems quite obvious. And you guys know that is where you have to go. So as you enter this place, you see dark. It's a dark area, and before you, for I don't know, maybe 50, 60 yards, is a stone pathway. On the sides are two sort of like wading pools, or I don't know, wishing wells of some sort, very low, 2 feet of water. The wall embankments that line the water are like 2.5 feet tall. And in the water are floating coffins, mushrooms, plant matter. This is just an abandoned temple of some sort. You're not quite sure what. But on the far end, it's obvious that there's something really strange here, because you should be able to see past a certain point, but instead you see the dark shimmer of what looks like a vertical wall of water. And the best I can describe it is, it looks kind of like the surface of a Stargate from Stargate, whereas you have backlit water. And but instead of a circle, it's a rectangular sort of barrier, and you see two shadowy figures standing before that watery, hazy, backlit barrier. You can't make out what they are. Orlax?
Oh, man. I think just gonna kind of keep his black halberd.
Oh, sorry guys. Everyone take a hero coin for the travel montage. I forgot to say that.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that was a cool little narrative moment. The travel, that was
awesome, dude.
Yeah. Consider it borrowed.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
yeah.
Take it.
Add that to my book.
Yeah. I can tell you guys about a variant on that too after the game. It's really cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think Orlax is just gonna kind of heft this black halberd of his, and I'm just gonna kind of take a slight move up and kind of search out into the water. Kind of investigate.
Okay. The water.
You're going into the water?
Oh no, just up to the edge.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the water is murky, dark. It's stale, fetid almost. And the coffins are kind of creepy that there are coffins floating in there. But otherwise, I don't think that there's anything of interest.
Yeah, they'll just call back. These fountains have been unkept for a long while. I would not replenish your skins in the water here. And that's all I got.
All right, Killian.
Strange to see the dead floating. Perhaps some underreach was flooded out. These are decayed times. Ah! Damned it all. Am I being compelled, Dave, or is...
No, you just... No.
No? Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Yes. Be on your guard, boys. We're not alone. We're certainly not alone. And, Gillian is gonna pull out his warhammer, hafted in hand, and sort of follow up.
Okay.
Towards, where Orlax is at.
Okay. Xanthicus.
Xanthicus, being the old sun-scorched dervish he is, ponders inquisitively his surroundings. I've had many experiences here in Alpine, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's to have a backup plan. Takes his staff serpent, and he scrawls into the ground a magical doorway. This will be our retreat if needed. So I'm casting magic doorway at the spot we're at. I'm really not clear on how that works. It says rules. You guys would have more experience with this. Create a magical doorway to anywhere you have been. So this doorway would go to where we started.
Okay.
The elf guy.
Okay.
And so I guess it's just like a glyph or something I can scrawl on the ground, and then we'd have to make it back there to escape or something like that.
Okay. Let me see if I can pull up. I don't think I have a glyph, but I'll put something up.
Okay. I should probably cast a spell, right? Or my temp.
Right, roll those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go for that.
What's our target? Yep.
Good question. Let me see.
Probably not 19. You probably made it.
Right.
Although it could.
Yeah.
It could be 19. Sorry.
It could be 19.
It could be 19.
Yeah, so Xanthicus, he adorns robes that seem to be of an otherworldly nature. They kind of radiate blue and white energy. And so when he casts spells, it kind of heightens that energy and obscures his visage a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can kind of tell when he's casting magic. Oh, that's perfect right there. Sweet.
It's cool.
So right.
So you
right
cast
at the
bubble?
start.
Okay, great. Mudfoot.
Dads, this place makes me uneasy. And I have to say, something is on my mind. And I'm going to kind of peer down the bridge and see if I can see anything that might not be seen to the normal eye.
Well, you see something that's probably seeable to the normal eye, and that is those two shadowy figures standing before the watery barrier. And those figures, as you draw closer, are snake men. And they're snake men of a nature that you're very familiar with. They're viper men who are elite snake men soldiers. Although, to be honest, unless it's a snake man farmer in the Greenway, they're all elite soldiers. And you definitely see them, and they see you, and they hiss with hate.
There's our targets. There they are. And I take another coin out of my pocket, flip it. Heads again. All right. And I cast Hidden on my allies.
Ooh.
Okay. So.
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have a fate. I have not a fate point. I have a hero coin. I will use my hero coin. Ah! I
Nice.
cast it.
Okay.
What does that do? That just keeps us invisible.
You guys all begin to shimmer and disappear. As long as you stay within near of me, you are invisible. For 1 second. 3 rounds.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, and on that note, let me get something out here. Roll a timer.
Go for it.
Well, it's on now. Like that? All right.
Okay.
That's a hell of a timer, sir.
I know. Yeah, let me get that going. 4. Okay, so you did in fact get spotted, Mudfoot, before disappearing.
I don't disappear. It's just my teammates.
Oh, okay. So they're definitely these guys are definitely after your ass.
Bring it on, Snake Boys. Bring it on.
Right. Let's see. Let me see something here.
Coming at ya.
They're like intruders, and they're sprinting at you. And they get 2 actions per turn. So I would say that they could get double far and attack, but that's they can't quite make the distance. But they're running at you at full speed, and with murderous hate in their eyes. And that'll be
Good
Orlax.
hate.
That'll be Orlax.
All right. I don't have any of that stuff. All right. Orlax is gonna move up. Oh, that's much farther.
Oh yeah, it's a big causeway.
Yeah. So actually, probably more about there. He's gonna move up, and I don't actually have it written down, but if I have by chance like a good hand size or fist size stone, I'd like to give that a throw to kind of ping one of those guys. Maybe throw them off, or give them make them a little more wary about rushing in.
Give me a dex, because you definitely find a loose stone. Okay. Okay, you beam one in the head. Are you hidden, Mudfoot? No, Orlax.
No, I am not hidden. I am the target.
So you hit him in the head with a small rock, and
Oh boy.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm trying to take advantage of that invisible being close to Mudfoot. Oh, mostly, I'm hoping it'll distract him, and maybe, or at least the intention is that maybe they won't come barreling straight in. They might question, well, wait a minute, what's going on here now?
You hit him with a rock, but how big is the rock? I mean, that's what this comes down to. How big is the rock?
Oh, just like a small, little fist size, goblin fist size,
Little sling stone.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to create like a distraction, is what you're saying.
Yeah, not necessarily aiming for damage. Mostly just confuse them, I guess, is a better.
Roll me in. So you hit him, but do you hit him in such a way that I'm just gonna go high-low on this, man? I don't know. Low is no good. High is you distract one of them. Okay. So one falters behind and kind of gets distracted because he doesn't know where that rock came from. It kind of just came out of the darkness, and these things have pretty good smell and sight, and he's confused. As an elite warrior, he prides himself on knowing the lay of the land in a battle situation. So he's kind of like, whoa. He's worried about magic and other shenanigans.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I was hoping
and especially because he sees a hobbit right in front of him, and they're always about shenanigans. Sometimes.
You see that, lad? I can hurt you from here. Don't mess with the devil.
Oh yeah,
Don't mess
shit
with
out
the
of me.
Okay, Killian.
Okay. I'm gonna do my best double nanner straight at him up here, and as I pass by, I'm just gonna shout out, "Remember the battle at Grey in the ruins? I'll go for the legs. We'll maim them, then take them down." And I think that's probably about as far as I could have.
Okay.
Roughly.
Yeah, for sure. Xanthicus.
Xanthicus is going to stumble forward with a near move and perform an action here on that side of the table, of the bridge, rather. He's an ageless musician from the Kaddish Desert, so from an order long forgotten. And I want to investigate the water, the coffins, kind of poke my staff serpent in that green spot and give it a little stir, and do another investigation roll here.
Yeah.
Looking and seeing if there's any threat, in the coffins and if I can kind of pin what almost seems to me like a necrotic energy. I mean, if there's dead bodies and fungus and shit going on, I'm thinking back to the old gods of the Nameless One. So, and that's a fucking miserable failure.
That's what happens when you think of the old gods.
Yep. And that, lads, is the story of how our good friend fell into the river and drowned.
Yeah, so give me what is it? What's the latest? Is it a D12?
Yeah. Or, I don't know. I'm probably going to throw that out in my future games. I think the blunders are just funny.
Just maybe not as. So you try to cast something that will give you. It's like a detect magic type of thing.
No, I was just doing a basic investigation. I'm just going over, looking around as because there's no real combat or anything unfolding. So I thought I had a moment to kind of go over to the water.
Yeah.
And, I'm just doing a basic investigation, so no magic involved.
Okay. Yeah, you slip into the water.
Oh, dear, my back, I've fallen and I can't get off.
Exactly. And you happen to fall right into some muck. So it's the case that as you stand up, you slip around and you fall one more time onto your ass.
That damage?
No.
Okay. But I'm still invisible, right? So there's like a big splash into the muck.
Exactly.
All right. Cool. It's my move.
All right. Mudfoot.
You don't want to know what's behind there. Did you hear that? It's coming for you.
Are you trying to intimidate? Or
yeah, I'm trying to intimidate.
Okay. Just throw me a charisma then.
All right, good.
Okay. They both stop, and because there's definitely all kinds of stuff going on, and they can't see it, and so they definitely both stop there. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I'm gonna pull an arrow from my quiver, notch it. This is the time you want to be running back towards that little door behind you,
and I'll shoot at the one that's still in front.
Okay, this one. Okay, go ahead.
Do I get my dex bonus for that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll me up some damage.
And that is just the weapon, right? Or weapon plus dex?
No, just it's weapon plus weapon effort.
Oh, I don't have any weapon effort. So yeah, I graze him.
I can kill you at any time.
And he's like,
I don't think you can, little one.
You're bleeding. Run.
Alright.
Okay. So, first things first. The timer goes to 3. Secondly, Killian is visible or not visible?
Invisible.
Okay.
Down
Or
to
my
2.
foot. Goodbye, my foot. Good knowing you.
The odds are ever in my favor.
There are 2 things in the past round that made them stop and pause to consider, so I can't rightfully have them charge forward after that progress. However, one of them turns to the other and says, they came here for the girl. And the other, perhaps we should cut her loose, or cut her throat, perhaps. And the first one says, yes, let's. And then they both run back here. And there's something that you don't see, that you didn't see before, just because of the ruckus and the bad lighting in the area. But you do see someone huddled in the corner, very close to that watery barrier, and it's a woman. That's about all you can tell. She's been bound, and she's huddled forward, almost in a fetal position. She's awake. You can't really tell anything else. She's alive. That's it. Orlax.
Yeah, man, at that, just kind of changes everything. So I guess suddenly, probably about here, it's about near. If they happen to look back, this goblin wearing this champion's armor just kind of materializes. And I think a double nanner gets me to about there. As he just, screams out, "Fools! You've walked into a trap. You will all perish down in this place. You will join the bodies floating in the water."
Nice. Morlax bad.
So you just yell that out from the darkness? That's awesome.
Yeah,
Make you
as
realize.
he just appears out.
No.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
It feels intimidating to me because this mofo has a black halberd.
I mean, well, how long were we
that's
magically enchanted to be hidden? Or is that
1d4, so it was 3 rounds, so we're down to 1 more round of invisibility.
okay?
Yeah, as long as you're near. As long as you're near Mudfoot. If you're with
Oh,
that
yeah,
carrier.
good point. You just hopped out, didn't you?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
you
what I
can
was saying.
totally surprise him. Go, Joe.
All right,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna
so
have to
it
fall
was
out too then as I'm running.
Bah.
Yeah, it was somewhere around here that all of a sudden, whoop, he just materialized out of nowhere.
No, my friend.
Okay, that's super good to know.
Nice.
Yeah, you're right on the edge there, Jason.
Yeah, I imagine I'm gonna come out this next turn too. Which is now, or
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah, tell you.
yeah.
Okay.
I dubbed Nan.
Yep, dead man.
Oh man.
I can't let him kill another non-serpent. This is our world.
Okay, so just to be clear, the Statemen guards that were here, these elite troops, they're moving towards the woman with hostile intent.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah. Shit. Well, I mean, I'm just not fast enough. I can't get there in time.
I know. That's where I was at.
Yeah.
That's why I was yelling, hoping that maybe they'll turn and not try and cut her throat yet.
Dave, do I only have the equipment as presented on my sheet, or is it reasonable to assume I might have a small pocket knife or something else?
Yeah, you have all of the very standard vanilla adventurers gear.
Okay, cool.
10-foot pole.
And I'm gonna finish out I'm just gonna make a near move then. So I will also drop out of
Cloak.
cloak, And I'm going to take... Because every dwarf keeps a repair hammer for his armor on him, of course. Yeah.
Small repair hammer.
Right, a small repair hammer, right? And I'm just going to fling it at the back, the center mass of this guy here, and shout out, enough, you stupid bastards, you're surrounded! The threat is here! And I'm gonna take my warhammer and sort of smash it on the ground to make like as much noise as I can.
So are you trying to intimidate him again?
Yeah, well, not again, but I mean, for the first time. I'm definitely trying to gain his attention.
Oh, you're taunting him.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to make sure that they have. I don't have enough time to get to them.
Just roll charisma.
Yeah, I don't have enough time to get to them, so this is all. Just,
oh, Jason! What the hell?
Okay.
That's right. Don't screw with the bloodline of Hendrik.
God.
Wow.
I mean, he just stops dead in his tracks because these are an arrogant bunch. You know, they're elite and they've been ruling for 150 years, and they hate dwarves. The dwarves beat them in Durandon, so you pegged him in the back of the head. He's a racist, and he's and he's like, you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Lose your head for that, dwarf. And he does, in fact, mission accomplished. He turns around on you and has no interest in assaulting this woman. And in fact, the other one gets in on this.
Nice. This is good.
All right, Xanthicus.
Well, Xanthicus is just going to pick his soggy ass up out of this muck, climb up onto the causeway, and since he's still invisible, he's not really embarrassed by the whole affair. And being an old man, you're impervious to being embarrassed by shit like this when you're as old as Xanthicus, but it doesn't matter. No one can see him. His action is he climbs out of the water, dumps the water out of his turban, puts it back on his head, and I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to go into combat mode and do Hammerfall on that. Oh, hold on.
Nice.
Holy shit, Hammerfall?
On this guy right here.
Okay.
Holy shit.
You pick good spells, sir.
So I'm assuming like just coming out of the water is probably like a move, and then to cast a spell it takes 1d4 rounds, and when it drops it's a solid 2 hearts.
On an area or on
an individual. So I pick a target, and then it's 1d4 rounds if I'm successful, and at that round, and then it just drops on them. So I cast the spell, get the stone, drop it on them, but it takes a little bit to conjure.
All right, roll up the d4.
All right, d4 coming at you. Come on, 2 rounds.
All right, keep track of that. Keep track of that one yourself. Do you know how to make the timer?
Oh yeah. Hold on.
I think you just drag the result onto the map.
I just did that. Hold on. We'll get her. Equals 2. No, it's not working. Hold on.
Let me see if I can do it.
There it is. No? Oh, okay, I got it.
No, that was me.
Oh, sorry. Well, I got another one down here, so...
Oh, okay, you do? Okay. Oh, okay, cool. I'll let you do it. All right.
Put it where the mortar's going to fall.
Well, it's not a mortar. It's tagged to this guy.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, so wherever he moves. Yeah, all right, exactly. Okay.
That's even worse.
Nice. My foot.
I see that Xanth is up, so I'm going to run forward with my bow still in hand and take a shot at this guy.
Sure. Wow.
Lady Luck is on my side, boys.
Roll up that damage.
Alright, so it's just 1d6?
Yep.
Yeah, unless you have a weapon effort
I
bonus.
don't. I wish I had magic arrows. Haha! Grazed you more! Each time it's gonna get worse!
The arrow goes right into his arm, between plate armor, and he immediately pulls it out. Like he's just like, ah!
Don't damage that, they cost money.
Okay, so the timer is now right over her. And the first Snake Man gets his first attack on the damned dwarf. Die, you damned dirty dwarf!
Bring it on.
It rhymed.
He's alliterative.
Yes.
Nice alliteration.
Articulate in his
He's
condemnation.
He's articulate.
Oh,
Okay, so it's a mod 20.
Oh yeah, that's
and
it.
That's a
that would be. These are twin blades. Ouch. So
Here comes the pain.
poisoned scimitars that do 1d8 damage each.
Okay.
Jesus. Wow.
And so the first one is 7.
Okay.
And plus 1d4 damage per round for 4 rounds.
All right.
So that's 1. Okay. And then here's the deal. Okay, so that's different. All right, cool. And he has a second attack, and he goes ahead and tries to swipe at you again with the other scimitar. And that's a miss, probably.
Yeah. I've got this heirloom armor, right? So I like go and I block it and I slide it off of my pauldrons.
Okay. So the other homeboy is like he's like dwarven filth, and he runs right up to you and he tries to do the same thing. Oh, that's a gnat.
Yeah, you're probably gonna drop me.
Oh.
Ouch!
And I'm dead.
Fucking Killian's red. Damn.
And that, our friends, is how Killian. No.
Yes.
I see this as one long bar story. Aha!
So it's 8, 12.
12 more?
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's 12 on you.
No, that actually puts me at exactly at 0.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But he's hacking at your body with his second hit. So that's a hit. How does that work in terms of obliteration? Does it have to be like -20 in one attack, or is it in one round?
No, I think it's literally like -20 hit points. It's where you're just gone. There's nothing left to save.
Okay.
Well,
I
strict ICRPG rules. It's one if you're unconscious and you're hit for 20, or you're hit for more than 20, like -20 and a hit, then it's blown to bits. Is the standard rule.
In one hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So he just slashes at you with his other attack. And not that it matters because 0 is 0.
Yeah. Well, if it hits, it'll automatically drop my death die by 1.
Okay, so it hit.
Okay.
So you'll be at -1 when you roll it?
Yeah. So, but I wouldn't be rolling it until the start of my next turn. So basically,
God damn it.
at my next turn, I'll have 1 round.
Okay, and as this transpires, this woman struggles and falls over, trying to get free of her bonds. Orlax.
All right. Damn, they're cutting up my homie. Yeah. Goblins and dwarves, 150 years ago, maybe we're not the best of friends, but these 4 have been through some serious shit over the last 5 years. Goddamn right, save the hostage.
Yeah, I just realized that's what was built into this. Like, this is a great encounter. I love this.
Yeah. I think Orlax kind of has to go straight on in and just bring that black halberd down in a massive cleave. Follow Snake, I'll have your head. I long to hear more of the screams of your kind. Nope. That's right, so this is just a straight... Boop, boop. Whoop!
Oh!
19!
That's a straight roll.
Yeah, I got nothing on the strength.
Wow.
Dang. Bull crap.
No shit.
But
Goblin rage.
Can you describe what happens?
yeah, so he comes in with this black halberd just up over the top of his head, runs in and half lets gravity bring this blade down as he just cleaves straight in.
Okay.
For 10.
Nice, dude.
Nice, full heart. Ooh,
Yeah.
thick.
Yeah, you really bring him down a bit. He drops to one knee. Killian.
Wheel for me.
Okay. So this is where I would roll my death timer, right? And then
Yeah.
it would go down by 1 automatically because I got hit the last turn.
Oh man.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So roll the pop.
Go on 20.
Nope. Throw in my hero coin because why the hell not?
Why
Yeah.
the hell not? Oh, that's why.
Take my hero coin.
My God.
Take my hero coin. Because if you roll a 1 on that check, it drops your death timer by 1 also.
Exactly.
No, Joe, I've got something better.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like croak out very well.
Oh, what?
You're gonna croak out.
Like I basically say yes. I say yes.
You say yes.
What?
Okay.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a minute.
What do you have up your freaking leg there, sir?
I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
Oh, man.
Well, don't you have to roll a death timer for
But
us?
Killian is a driven soul. He has revenge to gain, and even if he has to eat crow, he's willing to do it.
Oh man.
Okay. And as you say yes, there's a powerful shockwave that goes through everyone's bodies, and this figure appears, and he says, "Welcome, my child. Welcome to the other side. Rise." And you do rise.
Oh, fuck us. What have I done?
You rise with full hit points, and these two Vipermen step 3 steps back and take a knee simultaneously. And this woman over here, she says, "No!" Xanthicus.
Quick question for you. Since I started casting the Hammerfall, is that a concentration thing, or am I free to have another action?
Yeah, you have another action. I can't have you. I mean, that's a good idea for that spell, but rules as written, I don't think that's what was intended. So you have another action.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to stumble forward with my serpent staff, seeing Bast rise from the water. I seem to remember a time when ye had the father of serpents. He was a great god, but now the first ones are forgotten. You too, Viperman, and Bast will be forgotten like sand in an hourglass. Such are the days of our lives. I cast, I'm looking for the spell right now. I'm going to try a shrink ray on that Bast guy, see if I can shrink his ass, dude.
Okay.
Seeing him as a threat and potentially the real Bast, I'm going to target him with shrink ray. I'm not sure if you'll accept the effects. They're pretty powerful, but reduces one target to 1/100th of its size for 1 round, and it has 1/10 of its power.
Okay. Let me see something here. Hold on.
Oh man, guys, this just got so worse.
So you shrink him to 1/10 of his size, and for 1 round, and he's got. Okay, that's pretty comical. But it hit. I mean, you got it, right? So
Yeah, it says 100th of the size of 1 round and 1/10 of its power. And yeah, I'm sure that some of that's going to be a little bit subjective as to, like, I don't know what spells you can cast, and I don't know
sure.
if it's...
No, I mean that works. So he's like, ah. All right. So
Hands in an hourglass, baby.
Mudfoot is gone for a minute, so I think we should take our break.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good spot.
Quick file.
Yep.
Man.
Be back.
The shrink ray shit always just cracks me up. Okay.
I'm more concerned about Killian rising from
Yeah.
your dead. Like,
You probably should be. You probably should be.
I know